All right. Should be all good on that front. All right, so see, they made me host. Great. Ooh, it's down to max 3. 4 spectators on. Quick respawn. Oh, yes, competitive mode. Okay. Hunting around is going to be PJ's first pick. He said this immediately. No thoughts about it. So it seems to be like he's got something in mind for this. And as soon as this starts, we are underway at a best of 7. And please tell me Wilchz didn't crash. Oh no, never mind. Just took a second. I was genuinely wondering how the hell PJ was loading in faster. All right. All right, and I did turn off the shaders, so we're good on that. All right, we are underway in 3, 2, 1.
Ready, set, go.
Now, if you'll notice, PJ definitely has the ping disadvantage here. It'll be interesting to see how. I mean, Hunting Around's an interesting pick when you have such a massive ping disadvantage, in my opinion, because I feel like blasts are so ping dependent that, you know, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that. Um, right now, bit neck and neck. This is a very short map. It's tied. 2 minutes to go already. This is, I believe, is the shortest map in the pool at 2 minutes and 30. PJ with a nice blast there to send Wilchz away. I don't think there's been a single blue just yet either, which is very interesting. This map is known for spawning a lot of blues, and then we have our first blue here. PJ is up 7. They both grab it. So, tie blue. PJ looking pretty good here. And again, with him and his strengths, I'm a little surprised he went with Hunting Around, which is a very strategy-heavy map because of the blasts. You know, I think he would fare better on a map where speed is the only strategy that actually matters. But, you know, that's up to him. And he is kind of feeling it right now from Wilchz with these blasts. And a big blast back from PJ there. And it's only a 1-point game with just under a minute left to go. PJ is going to make his way back towards the middle, grab a blast. It's another all-red spawn, but in a map this short, it doesn't really matter. Good blast there. He's going to pick up an expired gem and roll off the edge, but Wilchz is going to be able to grab the rest of that spawn. And it's another small spawn. There's barely been any blues this whole map. I don't know where they are. It's a 5-point game now, just under 30 to go. Another all-red spot, and PJ is in a good spot to pick it up if he can. Good blast there, and a better blast from Wilchz to knock it back and extend that lead back to 5. Wilchz able to grab most of the value of that spot. We had to do our last blue, and that is going to be Wilch's blue by himself. That is going to give him a 10-point lead. Not enough time for PJ. Maybe, no, not enough time for PJ. He's going to grab that last blue, and that is going to do it for game 1. Wilchz grabs a 14-point win to open up the series. Let me go ahead and put that in tourney hype. You know, I don't think that score was really fair for PJ. I think the game was much closer than much closer than the score line would indicate. Do this. 4 spectators on. And so now we are to Wilch's pick. Wilchz is, of course, up 1-0 in the series. So we'll see if he's able to maintain that advantage going forward. It is Triple Trail is his pick. He has looked good on this map. I've seen him play it before. He is quite good at navigating this map. Another shorter map, 3:45 is the time. And we will see how he does against PJ, who is quite good at the Platinum Quest maps and is quite quick as well. And the ping disadvantage, again, is massive. Um, this is by far, at least Wilch's home server is Ashburn as well. That's also my home server. Um, and I get 235 to it, and I'm
Ready,
playing wired.
set,
So
go.
we'll see how he does with that ping disadvantage. PJ is going to opt for the teleporter route as opposed to the cannon route, which is certainly interesting, and they're going to basically split it. PJ and Wilchz both go the wrong way on the next spawn, but they're going to split it pretty evenly. Good blast there from PJ to blast Wilchz off the map. Wilchz has a gyro there. He's able to get across much quicker and grab most of that spawn, and then the mega as well. And then he tries to, I think, mega PJ with that super speed or just get across with it. I'm not 100% sure. I am lagging a tiny little bit, but nothing too crazy. Hopefully for the stream itself. Next spawn is back on the pink island now. Let's hope that I'm not lagging. Yeah, okay. My screen's lagging a tiny little bit. I don't know if it's visible on the stream itself. Someone ping me if it is, but PJ, another nice blast there, and he's going to open up to a 15-point lead here, heading back to the Orange Island. Both of them in a gyro now. Decent landing from PJ, and he's going to be able to grab most of it, and another big blast from PJ. He's definitely taken to heart the blasts that people were kind of saying he wasn't good at. Playing that strategy. We do have a blue here. Wilchz is going to get it to himself because he's just able to react a little bit faster, which is definitely confusing considering the ping advantage for PJ, but, you know, that's fine too. But it doesn't really matter because PJ is going to basically open that lead right back up again. Nice little respawn abuse there, even if it is for just a tiny little gem amount there from Wilchz. And he's going to get the next blue as well. So it's actually a 2-0 advantage for Wilchz in the blue department. Let's see if PJ makes it 2-1. So nice blue there from PJ. Make the lead back 12 again, just under minute 30 to go. Both these players so far have been playing about what I expected. I mean, I think PJ is playing a lot more aggressive than I was expecting, to be honest, though. I think in terms of skill level, this is about what I was expecting, but I'm not 100% sure how or why Wilchz went with triple trail here, considering that PJ is quite adept at PQ maps as a whole. Wilchz is going to try to make that across. That is going to not work. He didn't reach it close. He didn't get close enough to actually get the respawn he wanted. So Wilchz is going to be able to clean up most of this spawn here, and then it's going to be a double blue spawn, and PJ is going to get it. And then a blast from PJ, and time is running out here. 10-point lead, 30 seconds to go. I think Wilchz had to think about it for a sec. I think he realized that was going to the wrong island. Another blast there from PJ. Looks like we're headed back to a 1-1, which means we're getting at least a Game 5 out of this series. Which is expected. It is interesting to see two players where one is, you know, such a respected, you know, high-end member of the speedrunning community, and one is a multiplayer main. So it will be interesting to see if it'll be interesting to see how these two players' playstyles correlate here. I will say they have won each other's picks, which I'm not 100% sure if that comes down to ping or what. But we do have a Skatium pick here from PJ, which I do think favors him. Specifically because of the fact that this is such a speed-oriented map, and PJ is a very fast player. I don't know if you've ever watched his speedruns, but he is quite good when it comes to just pure speed. He does have, of course, multiple records in single-player hunt, um, which it does translate, of course, to multiplayer, even if it's not necessarily the exact same skill set. So I do think this is a good pick from him, specifically again because of the
Ready,
fact that this
set,
is such a
go.
speed-oriented map. I did forget to change the settings. Thankfully, they were already ready for competitive mode, so nothing major lost here. It's gonna be a pretty even split here. PJ is gonna grab that last one. We do have our blue spawn, and PJ's gonna hit the ramp. So Wilchz is able to grab it. Slow and Steady won the race there. 5-point lead opened up for Wilchz here. PJ's gonna wait for the next spawn. There's another blue. I think all the blues from hunting around have appeared here, and Wilchz grabs the next blue as well, which is making me think that there is probably a bit of ping advantage versus disadvantage being played here, which means that if it comes down to a game 7, I genuinely do think it will be in favor of whoever takes ping advantage. Because I do think Wilchz just has that slightly faster reaction time here on Ashburn as opposed to PJ on Singapore. And they're off to the races for the next spawn. They're both gonna grab one at about the same time. Wilchz is gonna grab 3 of the 5. I'm not 100% sure why PJ's floating like that. That was weird. I'm gonna chalk that up to lag. And Wilchz is up 20. And PJ is going to try to snipe that blue away, but they end up sharing it, and he overshoots. So not the best from him, and he's going to get stuck in the floor and accidentally launch himself. So this has been a bit of a comedy of errors here from PJ, unfortunately, so far. But again, I do think it kind of comes down to the fact that, he is playing on a laggy server for him. I'm sure he's probably getting something like 300 ping. If I'm getting 250 to Singapore, I can only imagine he's getting 300 ping to Ashburn. So, yeah, this has been a bit ugly so far from PJ, but that's okay. Yeah, Wilchz is looking much more comfortable with speed and getting around this map right now. PJ going to opt not to pick up the expired yellow that was right in front of him. Instead, drop down and grab a super jump. Not 100% sure what the point of that was. But he is going to be able to pick up most of that spawn, and then Wilchz is in the perfect spot to then jump immediately over to the next one and immediately completely reclaim that lead that he had built beforehand. Yeah, and then Wilchz off to the races for the next spawn too. So I think that if you're PJ and you're looking at this, you have to be thinking to yourself, what is a map where the ping just does not matter nearly as much? And I don't know what answer he would come to, comparatively. We do have another blue spawn here, and we'll see who gets to it first. Wilchz is gonna overshoot. There was a nice super speed attempt there. I did like that from Wilchz there, going up over the blue and then trying to super speed straight down onto it. But PJ did get to it first. It's still hovering around a 40-point lead. We do have another blue, and Wilchz is able to grab it immediately. Yeah, so we are hovering around a 40-point lead for Wilchz here. So if you're PJ, you have to be sitting there and wondering, okay, we're going to be getting a game 5, which means he's going to get one more pick. He's going to get one more pick after this for sure. What is a map if you're PJ and you're thinking, well, I can't outspeed him on maps because right now my ping is just that bad. Nice blue there, and then nice super speed backwards to stop his momentum. But the lead is over 50. It's pushing 60 points now. And another blue that's going to be picked up by Wilchz there, and it is now a 61-point lead for Wilchz here with just over 20 seconds left to play. This game really just was not particularly close at any point in time. Another kind of blunder pick here from PJ. It'll be interesting to see again what Wilchz comes up with for his second pick, and then what PJ's route for his third and final pick will be. Nice little blue snipe there to bring the lead back down to 50, and then Wilchz going to put the hammer down and make it a 54-point win for himself on Skatium. So we migrate back to Singapore. And I think PJ's taking a second to figure himself out here, as he has not joined yet, but I suspect he'll be joining shortly. And we do have PJ joins up, and we now wait for Wilchz to give me the host privileges. If he does anyway, I don't know. My brother in Christ, you are the host. You can pick Apex. Oh, brother. See, this is what would have happened. No. Close that, and then we are... So right now, the series is 2-1 in favor of... Wilchz. So we will see how this plays out. I'm looking in the chat right now. And yeah, Mega, this is definitely going to be Wilchz using Megas versus PJ favoring Blast. Let me not throw myself in there. Because I'm not playing.
Go.
So PJ immediately going to opt to go down for the... I'm not really sure where Wilchz thought he was going there. I think this lag is definitely killing both players right now. This has not been fun for either player, and it's already a double-digit lead here for PJ, following kind of a miscue there at the start from Wilchz. I'm not playing, so I have no clue what the lag actually feels like from an outside perspective. I think Wilchz screwed up a super jump there, but it's okay because PJ is currently doing something in the ice, and Wilchz going to be able to bring the lead mostly back down to, a single spawn lead. And there goes Wilchz up in the air. Going to grab that yellow. Well done from him there. He's going to get blasted, and PJ is going to blast him into the pipe. And we do have a big super speed snipe there from Wilchz. Very well done there to get that blue and take the lead early on in this game. Especially after, starting off so poorly, down double digits. That's pretty big. PJ is not going to be able to get to that blue. And Wilchz opens up has swung the lead to double digits towards himself instead. And PJ, he messes up. He's going to hit the trim and fall down, and Wilchz able to grab another blue gem. This lead is growing. Well done here there to hit the bouncy floor and get up to the next spawn. They're going to split that yellow, and then he's going to get, and then Wilchz going to get him with the mega. And the lead is almost 20. I think that the multiplayer experience versus single player experience is really starting to come out to play now. Especially on a map that is not in the Platinum Quest map pool, where, PJ is not as experienced. Another super speed there. He's using those ramps really well to get to the next spawn. but he did kind of overshoot that one. I think he went out of bounds and kind of lost it. And then PJ's going to fall over backwards off the map. But so far, so good for Wilchz with about half the time left to play. We're at halftime now, and it is a 18-point lead. We do have another blue, and it's going to go to Wilchz again. He has been much more adept at going and grabbing it. It's a 4-0 lead. That actually accounts for in Wilch's entire lead right now is those blues. So yeah, quite well done from him. And PJ is chasing Wilchz around with a mega, but unable to get him. PJ is up to the next spawn already. Wilchz is there too. It's still an 18-point lead, and then a nice blast there from Wilchz to really mess PJ up and then get ahead to the next spawn. And it is a 21-point lead with minute 45 left to play. Sorry, is it? No, sorry. Yeah, it is. It's a 30-point lead now. Well done for PJ to grab that yellow and then use that. Oh, big mega. See where Wilchz ended up all the way over here. PJ able to get up to it. It shrinks the lead down to 25 now. And I think Wilchz is just slightly faster when it comes to getting to the next spawn right now. And I think that comes down to the fact that, again, this is not a map. If PJ hasn't played as much multiplayer, this is not a map that he's going to be as familiar with. You know, and that is kind of coming back to haunt him right now, is maybe he didn't spend as much time practicing non-PQ maps, and I think that's kind of showing right now. Another blast there from Wilchz. I don't know if it really affected PJ, but there was a blast, and PJ did miss. So 32-point lead, and there is a blue down in that basement area that I loathe. It's such a tease. And PJ does know where it is, but he is too slow to get to it. So it looks like we're going to be heading into Game 5 with a 3-1 lead to Wilchz. He's just going to kind of sit there and wait for the next spawn. Both players seem content to just kind of sit and let the clock run a bit here. Another blue. And neither player able to grab it off the bat. And then PJ with a nice mega there. It's going to be all for naught. And that is going to do it. He's going to be able to cut the lead down to 25. And that is the final margin. So yeah, we are on match point for Wilchz now, as we head back to Ashburn. So we will see how this goes. This is going to be very much a pivotal pick here for PJ. You know, this is his season on the line now. He wants Duplex. Which, you know what, that's fine. Let me cook that up, and then no, there we go, done. All right. So yeah, we're gonna see how this goes for him. Of course, this is his final pick. If he doesn't make it out of this round, this is it for him. So down to season point really, for PJ. I personally am not 100% sure the logic on this pick either, mostly because of the fact that I think he would have been better suited taking him to like PCC or something, because that's a map that he does have the world record on. You know, there's no harm in it. Great dodging there from Wilchz, by the way. But no harm in trying to take him to a place where you are super comfortable, as opposed to maybe playing on a map you're not as familiar with it, because again, it is not in the official PQ single player modes, and it's looking like PJ might be out for the count here. The lead's already up to 24 with 1 minute gone. Yeah, it's not looking good for PJ here, unfortunately. He looked good on hunting around. I mean, I won't lie, but he has not looked good since. unfortunately for him. So barring a big comeback, it's looking like Wilchz will advance to play the winner of. Let me go check. He will advance to face the winner of Jean versus Plasma. Again, barring a major comeback here from PJ, which based on how both of these players are playing, I don't see that being likely. I don't know. Seems like Wilchz not having a great time here. But it is a 31 point lead now. So definitely an interesting round of 16 matchup though. Assuming Jean goes through, of course. Wilchz versus Jean could be kind of interesting to see how that plays out. It's going to spawn a blue right on top of PJ, so if he's ever going to get a comeback going, it's going to have to be now. And he does cut the lead down to 15, so maybe I spoke a little too soon about this being over. I mean, I'm hoping for PJ's sake, because this was a series I was looking forward to, seeing that single player versus multiplayer experience go head-to-head. So yeah, if there's ever going to be a comeback, it's going to have to be now, PJ. You're going to have to go now. We do have another blue, and PJ is going to get to it. So maybe it's not all over yet. Maybe there is still a little bit of time left. There's another blue. We'll see who gets to it first. And Wilchz screws it up. PJ is going to be able to get most of this spawn. And the lead's cut down to single digits now with just about a minute left to play. It spawns right on top of Wilchz, which is fortunate for him. He's able to grab that yellow. It's now a 10-point lead, 1 minute to play, and PJ fighting for his season right now. And PJ's really woke up. There's another blue. And Wilchz is going to screw it up. Oh my god, PJ has the lead. Oh my god, no way. No way, it's another blue. Wilchz is going to grab that one though, and he has a 3-point lead, 40 seconds to play, 6 points lead, 10-point lead now. 40 seconds to play. Wilchz goes into a mega. PJ's going to pick up the last gem there. It's 11 points, 30 seconds to play. Wilchz is just a little bit faster getting to these spawns, though, and he's going to be... It looks like that lead is opening back up again, but it does spawn right on top of PJ again, so it's not quite out of the picture. We'll see how this next spawn plays out before I make any definitive judgments. It is going to be a 12-point lead, and that's going to do it here. I don't see any way that this ends in... Yeah, that's going to do it. It opens back up to about a 20-point lead. Great fight back there from PJ. I thought that game was done and dusted. And that's going to do it. We have Wilchz advancing to play the winner of Jean versus Plasma. And so that is unfortunately the end of the season for PJ. That'll do it. That is game over. Thank you all for coming out, and I'll see you guys next time.